Hey guys, in this video I'm going to explain if I was to only do 4 exercises for the rest of my life, which ones would I be? And you might think this is a bit of a novelty video or a bit like that there's no real value to this at first, because who would only do 4 exercises for the rest of their life? But it's important because from an exercise science standpoint, because of how important these exercises actually are and why you should have them as like the foundation for your whole workout routine in general, why they're so important. And if you're not incorporating them, I highly suggest you do, okay? So when I'm picking these 4 exercises, they're all going to be compound movements. There's no isolation movements, because in compound movements, compound being you're using more than 2 joints as opposed to just 1 joint. It's important because these are movements that you're actually going to do, especially if you're like in sports. If you're doing any type of sport, you know, it involves movements are compound movements. And in doing compound movements, you're also going to be targeting the muscle of the isolation movement, but you're working whole muscle groups, which is going to be the core foundation of why I'm picking compound movements for these exercises. So why don't we just get right into it? The first one is going to be pull-ups. I did a video the other day about pull-ups, and I'll reiterate some of the things I said in that video, which is I think it's like the ideal back exercise. If you really want a strong back, a well-developed back, pull-ups are going to do well because they work pretty much at the majority of the back muscles. The one primary one that you associate with pull-ups is going to be the lats. But it also works the other muscles. It also will work aspects of your trapezius as well. Not necessarily like the top portion, but it works everything. It works the whole back all the way to the arms and even the forearms. Think about it. Like just hanging from a bar. Try hanging up from a bar for a minute. You know what I mean? That's grip strength right there. Correct? So pull-ups are going to be really good. The other thing I should mention with pull-ups is there's a lot of variations, okay? So this is going to be the key thing about these exercises is some of them have different variations that you can do, which is going to work different things. It's going to work things differently. So, you know, wide grip will work the top of your lats. Medium grip kind of works everything. Reverse grip work more biceps, right? So you're getting a good bicep pump in there. I started my back day. I did a back day today, and I started with around 6 sets of pull-ups, and my biceps had a pretty good pump by the end of that. Like it was already, my biceps were already feeling pretty good. So it works arms as well, and as I mentioned as well, forearms, which is something that a lot of people neglect, but it is important as well. So it's a great one for a pull movement. I think superior to rows in a lot of ways, but rows is going to be an honorable mention. But as far as things go, that works back and biceps, because that if I was to pick one for back and biceps, it's just going to be pull-ups. Simple as that. Second, so we did a pull movement. We should do a push movement, correct? And the one that many people would go to would be a bench press. But I'm going to say no. I'm not picking bench press for this. I'm going to pick dips. Why dips? Why do you ask? Dips is a great movement, and it builds your arms well, because that's the key. It's not just about pecs, it's about also arm development. I feel pecs work my triceps a little bit better than a bench press, although you could do a narrow grip bench press. It works your triceps pretty good too. But from my experience, I didn't do dips for the longest time, and I was just working on bench press to increase my bench, and I kind of hit a plateau. It wasn't until I started doing lots of dips that my bench press all of a sudden went where? Because with the dips, you can do dips where you're slightly lean forward, where it works your pecs really well. Do like 8 sets of dips, and then feel your pecs and tell me if you don't got a pec pump or not. Okay. Then also you can do the upright more dips, and that works your triceps. But even the one where you're lean forward works your triceps as well. So, do a lot of dips. Dips is one of the ones that I think it's in some ways superior to bench press. I'm not going to lie. And bench press is known for causing a lot of pec tears and things flat bench. And so be careful, although you have to be careful with the dips that you don't go too deep into them, because then you can cause shoulder issues. So be mindful of that. But I've never had an issue with dips. I've had issues with bench press. So I think bench press, it has more of a likelihood of injury as well. So that's something I'm taking into account as well. So yeah, dips, great exercise. If you're not doing dips, do dips. So I guess we did a push and a pull. Now we're gonna work full body, the best full body exercise I can think of. And this is one that's got a lot of hate, and a lot of bodybuilders hate it because it's not necessarily good for hypertrophy. But it's just the king full body, head to toe exercise, which is deadlifts. And there's different variations of deadlifts. So you can do Romanian deadlifts. There's different types of deadlifts. Okay, so I'm incorporating all the variations in one exercise as well. Deadlifts works head to toe. It's a leg exercise. It works your butt real good. It works your back. It works your arms, your traps. Especially when you go heavier, you can even do kind of them racked, like a rack pull. Go really heavy. That works your traps really well. It's, I think, superior to like a farmer's walk. Your arms, even your grip strength, right? As long as you're not using wraps. Although if you do use wraps, you can go heavier and it works your legs better. You can do hacks. You can do the different types of bars. You can do deadlifts behind you. You can do like the bar behind your legs. You ever try that one? Try that one. Try I don't know, all different types of deadlifts. Or you can use the hex bar. You can do lots of different things. And whenever I incorporate deadlifts, unfortunately I can't really do it now because I have this chronic hip injury. It sucks so bad because I would love to do more deadlifts heavy, but I can't. But if I could, I would. And deadlifts is one. To be honest, it's one that if I could only do one exercise for the rest of my life, it'd probably be deadlifts, because your whole body is going to get strong by doing deadlifts. So I think deadlifts are a king exercise. I know they get a lot of hate, and the other thing is that people hate it because there is the injury component, but just don't go heavy and have proper form, and do training blocks where you start light, like start with just 45s, even though you could with 4 plates. Just start with 45. You're not going to injure yourself with 45 pounds unless your form is retarded. So, and then you can go up from there, and don't max out every time. Know your limits so you don't get like some compressed disc in your back, lower back, lumbar back or some shit, or you don't injure yourself like I did. I didn't do them with deadlifts, but I did them lifting with my like a gluteal injury. So yeah, deadlifts are going to be number 3. So what's number 4? I have to do more of just a specific leg exercise, even though deadlifts work legs well, with all the variations too. Work leg, they work legs as well, but I want something that works legs really well, and that's going to be the hack squat. You could just do squat. I could just say squat in general, but I'm going to say a specific type of squat, the hack squat, because with that you can put your legs forward, you can put your legs kind of back. So we put your legs forward, it works more the posterior chain, works more your glutes and even hamstrings to a degree. If you put your feet back on the platform, you can work. It works more your quads, and then you can even go more on your toes. And then like when you go into a squat position, be up like right on your toes. That one's a great one. Good finisher for a leg day too. If you really want to go hard, do some hack squats like on your toes for your quads, man. Fuck, you just blow those. You'll blow your quads out like so good. Blow them up with a crazy ass pump. I'll put my phone down because it's probably moving too much. So yeah, hack squats is going to be the squat I would pick. You could do just standard back squats, but again, that's great too. Squats are great. That's actually the one I injured myself on though, but because I was stupid and just tried to lift too much and I went too deep and kind of snapped some shit up. So yeah, don't do that. Don't make that mistake. Hack squats, I'm going to say, are the ideal. The other honorable mention, I guess I could say, is leg press. But the thing that that I'm not a big fan about leg press is that you're in a state of hip flexion while you do it, okay? But you still can do what I was saying before, where you put your feet up on the platform or lower. So it's still great. I still do leg press is great, but it's not the one that I would pick if I was only pick 4. Hack squats I would pick over leg press because you're not in this hip flex state, you're upright state. So what are your thoughts about my picks? I think it's good picks. I think if you were to do a back day where you only did pull-ups, did like 10 sets, you did a press day on Tuesday, say, where you only did 10 sets of dips, then you did a day where you just did nothing but deadlifts, then you did a day where you did nothing but hack squats, I think you'd be jacked still. I think you could still get jacked on that. Or at least you get strong on that. Obviously, it wouldn't be ideal. Obviously, you want to do other exercises. But if you're not incorporating those exercises, I should really suggest you do. I know some people won't do deadlifts. They just hate deadlifts. And fine, don't do deadlifts if you don't want to. But there's nothing that deadlifts. There's no other exercise that's going to work your body holistically, head to toe, than deadlifts. Unless there's one I can't think of. I'm not thinking of, but I can't think of any other exercises. It works your core even. It works everything, man, in your whole body. So you might as well do some deadlifts. At least, oops, I dropped the phone. At least do them light and go for reps if you're worried about injury and such. Maybe that's what I should do. Start getting into deadlifts. But every time I do, my hip flares up and it fucking sucks. I don't know what's going on with my hip. It fucking sucks. So I'll leave it there, guys. We came to a 4-way stop and everybody doesn't know who's going to go, so I just went. Anyway, shouldn't be on the phone when I'm making videos sometimes, but it is what it is. I'll leave it there, guys. Leave in the comment section below what your thoughts are about what would you pick. Is there one that I missed that might be more ideal? I think my picks were pretty good, though. I think if you just, like I said, if you just did nothing but those, you'd be good. You get strong and you get jacked. So let me know in the comments what you think. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.